Welcome, it's Mike Newton down here at Latham Golf Club on a very sunny January day here, which makes a change. So not quite as wild and windy as it normally is here at this time of year. I've got a new product review for you here today, and it's the Callaway Rogue Iron. So obviously Callaway releasing some big family of Rogue products here with the woods, obviously the fairways, hybrids, and the irons. Now there's a couple of sets of irons here. We've got the Rogue, or three sets. We've got the Rogue, Rogue Pro, and then Rogue X. Okay, so the X is a very strong lofted one, very powerful golf club. I'm going to be doing a review of that coming shortly on my channel. This is this Rogue, standard Rogue iron sits in the middle, and then you've got Rogue Pro, which is a little bit more compact, bit neat to look. A little bit more of a playability sort of iron really, without it being sort of forged. So we're going to look at the Rogue Iron today and see how this sort of performs. So I think this is probably going to be the biggest seller here. Forgiving iron, there's a lot of technology in here, there's a lot of tungsten in the club here. We've got the Cup 360 design, which we've seen in a lot of previous models of Callaway there, which they're keeping that technology in there, which is helping ball speed across the face. As I say, they're putting some multi-material stuff in here now, so tungsten's in there, which again is allowing you to shift weight, keep ball speed up across the club face. There's also urethane micro spears in here, which is basically, again, another material here to help really with sound. So Callaway's saying this is going to be a real combination of accuracy, distance, and a very appealing sounding golf club. So again, we're going to look at all those factors that Callaway are claiming here. We're going to put it onto test. We've got GC2 HMT set up here, so we're going to look at some numbers as we always do, how this sort of performs for me. I've got this in 2 degrees upright, 1/2 inch longer stiff, which is a bit more my spec here, so we'll provide some feedback as to how this performs and maybe give you an idea whether it's something you go out there and try yourselves. So we've set ourselves out here at 183 yards from the green. I've got a 7 iron here. Now the loft on this 7 iron is 30 degrees of loft, so it's a loft that you'd expect for a game improvement iron, you know, getting into that stronger sort of loft there. So as I present that down by the golf ball, it's a big appearance, okay? There's a lot of offset there, stands out to me straight away, a lot of offset and a very sort of thick top line, so it's chunky. You've got that chrome polished heel and toe section there around the sort of perimeter of the golf club. The shaded bit where obviously the grooves are, and you've got 2 white bottom grooves there, which I quite like because that just helps you to probably just square the club face up a little bit. But to me, it's not a look I really like because it's obviously very, very thick top edge. It's a lot of offset there. It just feels like to me it's going to go left on me with that offset. But obviously for a lot of golfers, this will tie in and help them incredibly, you know, in terms of trying to square club face up. Majority of golfers will hit it left to right, so this will help square club face up a little bit more. But we'll get this first one sort of hit. So as I say, about 180, 183 from the green here. Let's see how this performs. Wow, it's a high ball flight, a very high ball flight there. There's no issues of that launching at all. So that's hitting the green quite nicely there. First thing today, it sounds pretty loud. Okay, so obviously they're talking about a urethane micro spears, which is a sort of helping with sound here. But that sounded pretty loud first hit there. We'll hit some more. Okay, again, that was a solid strike, but that's gone left. That's maybe the only thing that I would fear with this, for me personally, again, with that offset, it does feel like I'm going to turn that over there. So I've just missed that left of the green there. Strike was good, but obviously just drawn off left of target there. So that's probably the only downside for me is with that offset. But as I said, that can help a lot of golfers that are obviously a left to right fade of the golf ball. The offset will help massively trying to square that club face up. Again, another good strike, lovely high towering ball flight there. That's hitting the green nicely, and it looks to be stopping pretty quick there. I'm interested to look at spin number. That carried out 179. That's spinning just over 6,000 revs. So again, it's an interesting one with, you know, this game improvement iron. We know lofts get stronger, and probably the biggest comments, and I'm going to do a video on this, which might be a bit controversial here, but I'm going to do a separate video. This is going to come soon. But how a strong lofted 7 iron can launch so high, and what we're seeing with these new ones, I've done a M4 review. We saw a slightly higher spin number there than maybe M2. and definitely probably Rogue. And I'm going to do a head-to-head here with Rogue and Steelhead XR, this is really sort of replacing. And again, I would say we saw a slightly lower spin number, yet this is now, with the Rogue there, we're seeing some higher spin numbers. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these, or we are seeing how these strong lofted irons, and if they're strong lofted, surely they've got to come out lower. You know, surely that should be a 6 iron stamped on the bottom of the head, not a 7 iron, and it's got to come out lower. But we're not seeing that. So something with the CG placement in the head that makes this ball launch high. And we're seeing some different spin number here. Now again, away how they position the CG placement through the actual club head. Again, slightly lower in the face, that one, but not bad. It's up and away, it's hit the green, hit the distance there as well. And again, looks like it stopped pretty quick. That carried at 180 there. Was a slightly low in the face strike, spun at 5'8". Really interesting spin numbers here. It is quite a loud sounding golf club. I'm not sure whether that urethane is making much difference there, because it sounds pretty loud to me. But then again, the game improvement irons, if you look at the other game improvement irons in the different brands, they're all quite a loud sort of crack as they come off the club face. Okay, right, let's go and have a look at some numbers, a little bit more detail. I'm going to be really interested to see these numbers here and see how Rogue is performing for me. Okay, so let's have a look at some numbers here. So club head speed around that 95 mark, which is my number for sort of 7 iron. Ball speed at 126 there, so probably expect that to be a touch higher, but it's not by any means a low number there. Launching at 16.5 degrees, which is sort of typically around my sort of number really, maybe sort of 17.5, just slightly lower possibly. This is really interesting. Look at that spin number at 6,000. For a game improvement iron at a loft of 30 degrees, you know, it's a good spin number there. So that's, you know, typically, as I mentioned before, these game improvement iron strong lofts, previously we've seen some spins of 4,500, 5,000 sort of numbers there. Very much struggling to get into 6,000s by any means. So that's a good sort of number, but really consistent number there as well. You know, it's quite a tight sort of dispersion, which is quite impressive really. Peaking out at 33 yards and carrying averaging at 178. So you can see there with the carry distances, the first one was the poorer hit really, at 172, but the other three were fairly decent hits. I think the third shot hit there was the last shot was slightly low in the club face, but still hit 180 there. So keeping some decent ball speed there, you know, on slight miss hits also. Right guys, so there we have it, Rogue iron reviewed and tested by myself there, and some good numbers. I'm pleasantly surprised with that, and quite pleased with that sort of numbers that I've sort of been given. Now obviously, look of it isn't for my eye, you know, but you know, I wouldn't play with this sort of iron, but you know, so the look isn't great for my eye here, but again, will suit a lot of golfers here. Somebody who's wanting a bit more confidence with sitting the club down by the golf ball with this sort of slightly larger appearance. That thicker top line just gives you that feel of a bit of oomph behind it in a way. Obviously the offset will help majority of golfers who would hit a fade or a slice or a push shot. That will really help to get that club face squaring up there. Obviously multi-material there is all helping with ball speed across the face, which is making it more and more forgiving, which is obviously what all these irons are around. 30 degrees aloft isn't massively strong, but obviously it is in the strong category there. But a very good spin number, which is really interesting to sort of see, and I think is a big advantage for a lot of golfers we see, because obviously the ball speeds we're doing the tech here, we're seeing now, you know, through fittings of sort of average golfers coming through the studios here, we're seeing some good ball speed gains with them, but then a lot of golfers may not quite have the club head speed or sometimes the ball speed to keep it in the air if the spin gets low, and obviously then you've got the issue of controlling it when it comes into land. So these slightly higher spin numbers we're seeing with these game improvements irons is for me is a big plus. You know, you get that bit of control, but the ball speed's there, the launch is in the right area, which again it begs the question, you know, this strong loft, why do these balls still launch at the sort of norm? Why do they not launch lower? But anyway, the video's going to come separately to there, and we'll have a little discussion on that. But yeah, Rogue iron, I'm impressed with that. That's a good solid iron. I think Callaway done a great job there. It's going to tick a lot of boxes. I think that's going to be a big seller for 2018 here. Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys. Do comment down below what are your thoughts on Rogue iron. Have you got Steelhead XR at the moment? Are you looking for a sort of to upgrade? I think if you're looking at upgrading, I think put a Rogue on your radar there. I think that's a good performing iron. Obviously the key here, again, as I always say, is to get fit. Loads of shaft options, lie options here. Obviously comboing your setup with hybrids and wedges at the other end is key as well. So obviously get yourself into a good fitter to do that. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Do comment down below, hit that subscribe button, much appreciated, and also hit that little bell icon so you get notifications of any future videos that drop onto my channel, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.